We're going to talk about when you're going to use these thumbnails that we're talking about customizing today, how you can start with an existing video that you've already shot, how do you customize that frame of the video, then inserting it in places like an email where people can click on it and move forward with their consumption of that video.
What you're looking at here is probably something that you look at often, which is an email. And what I'm going to focus on today is a lot of times if you do create a video with Snagit or another tool and you share it up to the cloud and you send this video link off to your colleagues, a lot of times it might look like this, where you type up your message and you enter in, you just basically paste in the URL so that they can click that link and take them there. There's nothing wrong with that. I do this all the time, but every now and then you may want to make it a little bit more tempting for your recipient to want to click that link. Right now, all it is just a bunch of text that doesn't really mean a whole lot. Or sometimes you might even be really fancy and maybe turn text in that's part of the email message into a link. And I like doing it that way often just because it's a lot cleaner and you can add as many links as you want throughout rather than just the bare URL. But what we're going to do today is show you how I'm going to replace that. So now we're gonna take a video that I've already recorded. It's living here right now on the canvas. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload this video to the cloud. So to do that, I'm gonna use this share link button up in this top right corner, and it's going to start uploading and sending this video up to Screencast. The link has been copied to my clipboard, and this is where I would typically jump over there into that email, and I could just do a Control V and paste, and there it is. All right, that's my normal workflow. But I'm gonna undo that, and we're gonna do this a little bit differently. So what I'm going to show you guys something next is we wanna get a thumbnail image from this video. So as I'm moving this playhead along the play bar here, every time you see something on the screen, if I pause it, this is a frame of the video. At the very end, this is the frame that I would like to have an image of that we're going to turn it into a clickable thumbnail. So with this paused at this spot, right below down here, you're going to see a couple buttons. The one that has like the camera on it is save frame as an image. So the frame is this one up here. And if I click this button, save frame as an image, it's going to take a snapshot of it and add that down here in the recent capture tray. So I'm gonna resize this and kind of crop it a little bit so that I don't have all of this other extra space. And so I'm actually just going to hover over one of these handles on the edge, and I'm gonna crop this down to about right here. And when I let go, it's going to just resize it. So I'm gonna do that a couple times on each side. Now, I'm gonna actually resize it too. So down here at the very bottom, below the image, it's viewed at 100% right now, which I could make it bigger or smaller by dragging this zoom bar. Click on this button beside it, and this is where you can actually resize your actual image. So it's right now the width is 1408 pixels by 907 pixels high. And up here at the top are units. So if you work better in inches or centimeters, or a percentage, you can choose either of those and it will convert these into whatever those dimensions are. So I'm gonna leave it on pixels and I'm gonna select the width and I'm gonna go with something like about 600 pixels. And that's gonna resize this down to pretty small, but when we put this into our email message, we can even resize it a little bit more as needed. Now, one key thing here is if I just click off of this, it's going to revert back to its whatever the dimensions were previously. So I have to make sure I click apply so that it actually keeps those dimensions. So I've got my image thumbnail about the size that I want it. And now I'm going to take you up here to the toolbar, and you should see a stamp toolbar up here. Right, there is a search bar, and I'm just going to type in the word play. And it's going to come up with any images or stamps that looks like they have to do with play. And so I'm looking for a play button. So I see I have a couple of them to choose from here. And I could always click on download more, and that would open up are assets online, and you could search for additional assets there. But I'm going to use one of these that you see visible here on the screen. I'm going to click on it and select it. And then I have to come over here to the image, and I just need to click one time. It pops up on the screen. But what's awesome about this is I can select it and resize it. And these are vector images, so they're not going to pixelate or get blurry and stuff like that as I resize them. So I want to put it right here in the middle, make it look like it's a video now, a play button. With it selected, I cannot change the colors of stamps, which I wish you could, but there is an option down here in the properties over on the right where I could add a drop shadow to it, and I could choose where I want the shadow to go. I can even drag the opacity a little bit so you can see a little bit in the background behind it. So I'm going to do that just to give it a little bit more of a 3D dimension a little bit. So we've got our image now, it's resized. We've got our play button on top of it. And I'm going to put a border around this so that it has a little bit more of a definition around it. And to do that, I'm going to go over here to the Effects tab beside Properties. And with Effects selected, clear up near the top is Border. And if I click on that, it's going to put in the last one I used, which is just black. There we go. We'll use that one. I could change the width of this if I wanted to make it really big or not. I'll click in there and I'll make it 6. And then I'll go ahead and click Apply. All right. And now I've added a border to my image. I've got my play button. Now let me put this over into that email. So to do that, I'm going to come up here and click on the Copy All button. It's going to put this image on my clipboard. And so let me go find that email. And so I'm just going to do a Control V and paste in that image. It comes in pretty big. I'll resize this so it doesn't take up too much space. Now, if they click on this, all this is just an image. But what we want to do is now link this to that video that I uploaded back here in Snagit. Up here underneath this share link drop down, the share menu, clear at the bottom, there is a share history button. If you click on share history, this opens up a window and it shows your most recent cloud sharing destinations. Up at the top, right here, this is the video that I just sent earlier. I'm going to go ahead and click on copy link. So I'll put that back on my clipboard and I'm going to come back to that email. And with that image selected, there's multiple ways you can do this. I'm going to right click on top of it and it's going to give me this little toolbar. And over here, there is a insert a hyperlink button. And if I click that, it's going to say, what URL do you want to add to this? So I'm going to paste in that URL as, I don't want it to display as the text. So I'm going to delete that part because I want just that image to be the clickable link. And now I'm going to click OK. And that is done. If I hover over this now, you're going to see this little tooltip pop up letting you know that it's an active link. And now when I send this off to Jason, he'll be able to read my message, click this link, and it will take you right to Screencast to watch the video.
Hey, I got an email from you, Ryan. Hey, I know what this giant triangle means. I'm going to click it. It verifies the link. It opens it up in Screencast, and I have a video. Let's make sure this plays right. Ready? Here we go.
Hey there. So today's tip, I want to show you how to access the Snagit certification program.
Anyway, yeah, that worked pretty good. I'll stop my share ride.
So let me come back to my screen. So one of the cool things about Screencast is you can see that Jason typed in a comment over here that says nice work, and it's right here at this spot. You can share this with anybody. I saw a question come in about have any tips on people when they see that thumbnail image, do they know how to click it or what do, and so forth. That's a good question. And you can make it super obvious by just putting click here or something on top of this, just by coming up and using some text or something like that. And I'm going to just type click to watch video. And there you go. You can have this text on it. Now I can copy it and put this into that email message so that they know to click here to watch this video.